Okay, so if you've been, keeping up with Bitcoin lately, especially like how it's been uh, reacting to all the stuff the Federal Reserve has been doing,
Yeah,
you might be kind of scratching your head right now.
for sure.
Like usually when the Fed even just hints that they might like slow down on cutting those interest rates,
Right.
it sends crypto prices like through the roof.
Totally. Yeah.
But this time, Bitcoin took a dip.
It did.
So let's like unpack this whole thing.
Yeah, let's figure out what's going on.
Why it's happening and what it might mean for,
Exactly.
your investments and all that.
Absolutely. So I think what's really interesting here is that like the Fed's announcement, kind of created this wave of uncertainty.
Right.
And it like spooked investors, not just in crypto, but like across the board, stock market too.
Yeah,
And that fear, it's a powerful thing.
it is.
And it seems to be driving a lot of the selling pressure that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you've probably seen this like play out, right? Bitcoin fell to just over 94,000.
Oh, wow.
$94,106 to be exact.
Big drop.
Yeah, like an 8% drop, which is pretty sharp.
Yeah.
And this happened like right after it broke through that $100,000 mark.
Right, which everyone was watching.
Exactly. Like people saw that as this like huge psychological barrier.
Yeah, huge milestone.
So is this dip, like, does it mean that market sentiment is changing or?
I mean, it's definitely a sign that investors are getting a little jittery,
Yeah.
and it really highlights how interconnected the crypto and stock markets are becoming.
Yeah.
Remember what happened after the Fed's announcement?
Right.
The S&P 500
Oh, yeah.
tanked.
It did.
Like the steepest single-day decline in 15 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some kind of correlation there. But
Absolutely.
here's the thing that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
Bitcoin actually held up better than some stocks did.
It did. It's true.
So that's kind of a good sign, right?
It is, yeah.
It shows like a certain level of resilience.
Resilience, yeah.
So does this mean that Bitcoin is like maturing as an asset class?
That's a good question.
We've been talking about historical cycles, and it feels like this dip could be like part of a bigger pattern.
Yeah.
But is this cycle different? Like given like everything the Fed's doing?
It's hard to say for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Are there other factors that might be impacting things this time around?
yeah, I mean, there are always, multiple factors at play, but
Sure.
it's true that Bitcoin has historically, shown a lot of volatility towards the end of the year, often followed by, pretty significant surges
Okay.
in the following year.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the pattern usually goes something like this, prices peak, everyone gets super excited, market gets a little, over enthusiastic, and then we see a correction
Yeah.
where those short positions,
Yeah.
those bets against Bitcoin's price get cleared out, and then often we see like a whole new upswing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But you're right, the Fed being involved does
Yeah.
add like another layer of complexity here.
For sure.
Because their decisions on interest rates, it has like a ripple effect
Oh,
on
yeah.
all markets, including crypto.
Totally. Okay, so let's talk about inflation.
Okay. Yeah.
How does that play into all of this?
Right.
We know it's like a big concern for the Fed,
Oh, huge.
and it's probably on your radar as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Front and center.
So,
Well, the upcoming November Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index,
yeah.
PCE report for short,
Okay.
it's going to be crucial.
Okay.
It's going to give us like a much clearer picture
All right.
of whether the Fed's efforts to like control inflation are actually working.
Okay.
And, if the PCE shows that inflation is dropping towards that target 2%,
Right.
the Fed might feel a little bit more comfortable, continuing to cut interest rates.
Oh, okay.
And that would likely create, a more favorable environment
I see.
for both the crypto and stock markets.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've got like this dip happening.
Yeah.
We've got this potential turning point with inflation.
Right.
And the Fed's like over here trying to like steer the whole economy.
It's a lot.
It is a lot to digest.
Yeah.
But if we like bring all this back to like, our listeners,
Yeah.
it really raises the question,
That's that.
could this dip actually be like a buying opportunity? Or is
Yeah.
there like even more volatility ahead?
Yeah. Is this the bottom?
Yeah, like what factors do you think are going to be most important in like determining Bitcoin's direction in the coming months?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It feels like it.
I mean, there are so many moving parts, but it's these
Um.
kinds of moments that,
Yeah.
often create the most interesting opportunities.
Yeah. I think you're right. It feels like we're at a crossroads.
We are.
It'll be fascinating to see how all this plays out.
For sure.
We'll
Definitely keep our eyes on it.
yeah, we'll keep a close eye on all these factors
Yeah.
and see what the coming months reveal.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
This was great.
Yeah, this is fun.
Until next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.